Passion has to be one of the most celebrated qualities in our culture today. We love when a Michael Jordan comes back to basketball with a simple fax message that says, "I'm back." Well, there's another guy who might not be a Michael Jordan, and maybe most people have never heard of, but his name is Jim Rutledge. And after retiring with the Four Roses Distillery as their master distiller, little time went by and he said, it's time to get back to work. One of those projects is Blue Run Spirits. Up front, I want to tell you, it is one of my favorite spirits. I love what I have tasted so far. But today, we are going to look at something special. An aged 8-year Kentucky straight bourbon called Penny and Thoughts. This thing is special. It's not cheap. Want to warn you up front, I think I spent like $2.80 on this bottle. I also want to warn you that this is not exactly a blind tasting like I normally like to do, because I took this bottle with me on vacation with one of my very best friends. Our families went on vacation together in St. Simon's Island, Georgia, and I wanted to bring something special for us to enjoy. And while we had quite a bit of this bourbon, I didn't do a proper tasting, I guess you would say. I didn't sit there and savor the notes and try to pick out anything, but what I can tell you from that experience, he said, this is the best whiskey I have ever had. So let's get into Blue Run's Penny and Thoughts. A couple of things right up front. This is 123.6 proof, aged 8 years. You gotta be careful with this one. It will put you on your ass if you're not careful, because it is so tasty. You won't realize you're drinking something that is almost 125 proof. 61.8% alcohol by volume. That, my friends, is enough intro. It is time to get this on the nose. It almost has like a humidor smell to it. You know that smell when you walk into a great humidor, an aged tobacco leaf, aged with care, grown with care, and wrapped with care? It has that. There's a little bit of ethanol, but not as much as you would expect for the proof that this is. There's a little sweetness. I want to say like a ginger. There's a little bit of a ginger that goes with it. There's the tobacco that I mentioned, maybe like a cedar or a mahogany. I don't know if you ever walked into the workshop of a proper luthier, somebody who makes guitars, but it has a little bit of that smell to it as well. Just absolutely fantastic. Yeah, tobacco, mahogany maybe, and a little bit of ginger. God, so delightful. There's only one thing left to do here, my friends, and that is to taste it. Snatch it. Oh my goodness, a little bit of baking spice there, a little bit of like icing, like cake icing, but the frosted icing kind, not like that disgusting birthday cake kind. There's a little bit of that. There's a deepness to it. There's a richness to it. The color that comes to mind is like a dark brown. It tastes like sitting in a great leather chair, like a sir with a leather-bound classic novel by your side. You're somebody who drinks this, you're somebody who sits in a chair like that, you can discuss the metaphysics of a Dostoevsky novel like a champ, and it's not even boring when you do it. A little bit of brightness, a little bit of like citrus or star anise or something. Oh my goodness. More flavors coming out. The finish has a little bit of pepper, a little bit of black pepper to it, or maybe cayenne, but it doesn't drink as hot as you would expect something of this proof. Not at all. Very mild in the finish. almost a creaminess that comes through. You get that little bit of pepper and then it finishes with a bit of cream. Oh my goodness. My goodness, that is one of the best goddamn bourbons I have ever had in my life. Is it worth the price? You can bet your sweet ass it is. That is such a fine spirit. I can barely even contain myself. Again, in the words of my good buddy, it's the best whiskey he's ever had. I don't know if it's quite there for me, but it is certainly up there. It is certainly a special occasion bourbon. It is certainly something you should have on your shelf for that refined care that goes into crafting something special. This is something special. A lot of craft goes into producing something like this. It's not something to be taken lightly. It's not something to just be guzzled over ice either. I wouldn't suggest this for a barbecue where you have that one cousin that comes over who thinks like Crown Royal is the tip of the top because it comes in that velvety bag, right? That is not the gathering for this spirit. This spirit is for the spirit is for special people. This is for people who you love and you want to be around. This is a great one coming into the holidays. Here we are in September. Thanksgiving, Christmas, right around the corner. This is going to be one that your Thanksgiving gathering can be blessed by, for sure. One last taste. It should drink so much hotter, but it finishes refined. It finishes like a gentleman who stands up at the table when a lady is leaving and does so when she returns as well. Thank you very much. So Blue Run 8-year Penny and Thoughts. How do we rate this? We rate this a my God out of 10. Outstanding drink. Until we meet again for another one, to good friends and good spirits.